we are suffering all.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
We suffering too much.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
The country get here.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
Nowhere to go.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
No money in the bank.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
For taking people.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
To get full of war.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
Liberian people suffering.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
Everything like proper.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
We now get hospital.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
We now get good school.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
No economy for children.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
No good company.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
You working, you get to pay.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
Every day you take a
You
pay.
need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
No justice for the
You
poor.
need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
Every day women
You
raping.
need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
Because they get power.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
You're suffering poor people.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
Retire the
You
comforting.
need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
You say you former player.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
No football academy.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
People dying every
You
day.
need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
JFK to Paris.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
Education very
You
poor.
need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
We don't have a feeling.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
No good health
You
care.
need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
You know I say the truth.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
Country get here. Country get here. Everybody go eat crazy. We tire of joy we are. We tire of fucking pro. Make a woman suffering. Them rider suffering. Kick a rider suffering. Yana go suffering. Country get here. Every day. No more Galpohkpa. No more fucking pro.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
Yo, we are suffering all.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
We suffering too much.
You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
The country get here.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
Nowhere to go.
You need to step down. Don't fucking go, step down.
No money in the
You
bank.
need to step down. Go back to bed, step down.
For taking people.
You need to step down. Come on and we are step down.
To get fly.
You'll be humble. Your life will be changed. And you continue to talk about this one, PYJ pass. Don't you know I'm a new creation? Are you a Christian? You can never be called a Christian unless you are a fake one, if you are not baptized in the Lord Jesus Christ. I've been baptized by the water and by the Spirit. That's why I stand to preach without going to theological sin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. boys and girls, men and women, welcome to Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. I'm sorry, I just heard my volume on my computer, so give me a minute. Let me just put my speaker on. I'm sorry for this. That's getting excited. Coming to speak to you all this morning. Just give me 1 minute. Testing. Okay, I'm good. Well, good morning, my people. Today is a very interesting day. I listened to Costa's show this morning, and I was impressed, not only by his usual presentation, but by his extensive teaching this morning, teaching about himself, about his relationship with God, how he feels about his people. How he has faults, but he is a man who loves his people and wants to see his people thrive. In essence, that's what he was trying to say. You know, I just love his deep spiritual devotion at the end of his show when he started talking about who Henry Costa really is. So with that, all that said, let me put on my topic and let's get into my lesson this morning, because before Costa come on at 4 o'clock this afternoon with Alan White to discuss the situation in our country, the plight of our people, the plight of Liberia, I got to lay the foundation of what is to come. Because as I've reviewed all the advocates' platforms this morning and listened to Costa, it's troubling. It's very, very troubling of the news that we are hearing today. So let me put my topic up because that's my first topic. As soon as this thing can come up, yes, it's up now. Today's topics. 1. United States of America condemns Liberia's legislature. 2. 5 armed robbers murdered. 3. The review. Okay. United States of America condemns Liberia's legislature. This is troubling. Why this is troubling? Because according to reports yesterday, they had the election for officers of the Liberian legislature. Okay? Or the Liberia Senate, basically. The Senate elected their officers. So here we are again, complaining about the corruption in our country, complaining about Prince Johnson and how he is a mass killer of our people, and how the Nimba people have supported this man as Senator of the Republic of Liberia for 12 years, plus 12 years under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He did 9 years as senator, but he did it on her 12-year term. Now he's elected for another 9 years. And they're electing the officers of the legislature. And the two parties vying for the position. The opposition party, CPP, and Prince George's parties, CDC, are the two parties vying for the positions. So they go to the vote. One party is Prince Johnson, and they are going for the chairman of the Military and Intelligence Committee of the Liberian Senate. So they're going for this position as officers of the Senate. Prince Johnson has served in this position before, and Americans have done nothing about it. Knowing that this man is a mass murderer, knowing that this man is a killer of hundreds, if not thousands, of Liberian people. And he has been senator and chairman of the same committee, the Military and Intelligence Committee. So yeah, he is running for this position again. But this time, we are hot on his trail. Costa, most of us in the advocates in the diaspora, we on this man. This man got to be punished. This man has committed grave atrocities in Liberia. He has done wickedness to Liberian people. And his time has come. So now here he is. All the news going around condemning him, calling for him to face the War Crimes Court. Darius Dillon having fuss with him and all. They're all standing together, forcing each other, demanding that the legislature talk about the War Crimes Court. And in the face of all of that, the grave deception of Liberian people continue by these killers and corrupt people we call legislators. Useless people. And our Liberian people are too blind to see the fact. Our Liberian people are too corrupt to understand the mechanism of what's happening to us. So thankfully, we got people in the diaspora who are speaking up against these evil people, speaking for justice and truth in Liberia. And you see, it all's coming to fruition now. It's all unfolding. Now here is this man. See us fighting against him. Darius Dillon, who is the lead governmental official elected by the people, who is speaking out and calling out for a court in Liberia. And even based on the letter from George Weah himself, asking them to advise him on what they should do. But George Weah, knowing that the people ain't going to advise him, how do we advise him? Well, all of them are warlords and war criminals. And George Weah himself wants to get off the hook. So instead of saying, I'm calling for a war crime court, he said, no, let me take the burden off of me and put it on the idiots. And they say, yeah, you send it to us. We'll deal with them. We're the legislature. We'll handle them. So George Weah said, okay, I'm taking it off my head and I'm sending it to the people. So he wrote them a letter saying that they think you're talking about war crime court. I can't handle it. You advise me what to do with it. And they've been sitting on it. And now Darius Dillon been calling their members' attention to George Weah's letter. Said the president wrote us. We got to attend to his letter. We got to answer him. And all of them try to ignore it. And every time he says it, the main culprit who has killed our people like dogs, the wicked killer and murderer of Liberian people, stands up and say, You ain't calling no, why you calling war crimes code? And every time he walked out, telling them, nobody calling no war crimes code. And he did that to Darius Dillon again. And it blew up this time. It blew up because Darius Dillon didn't take it. It started in the Senate. It ended in the streets, in the halls. Now it's before the whole world. And to show how disgusting and wicked Liberian legislators are, after all that going on between Darius Dillon and this Prince Johnson, and it spread all over, and everybody talking about it, they still went in the Senate yesterday. Corrupt people. All of these people need to go to jail. You'll see why Commander Chesson said, pack the prison. Pack the prison. Because you got to put all the legislators, all the government officials, alien government, and that 20 people. They got a women prison and men prison. Pack that prison. I want that prison packed. Anybody will just spray them with pepper spray. I don't care. We got to change our country. After all this is going on, the deceitfulness continues. They go to the Senate to go vote. The CPP representative, who the opposition, he waits until the last minute to go cast his vote. Then he says, I withdraw. I can't do this. Let's send it. I withdraw my vote. So he withdraws last minute time. And there's nobody else but Prince Johnson, the only opposition left. The only man standing. Then somebody gets and say, well, I cast a ballot vote for Prince Johnson. That means a unanimous vote. How will you cast a unanimous vote when a person elected to represent the people withdraws? That's a forfeiture. You can't have a white ballot election. No, not because when the man withdraws, this is government. This is not a club. Well, you're stupid. If a man goes up for one party and he withdraws, it goes back to the party. If they can't find another candidate, then you cast a white ballot vote. But you cannot cast a white ballot vote when the opposition is still opposed to one candidate being elected. So this is a fault in leadership of the Republic of Liberia. The people running our country like it's a damn club. It doesn't matter what happens. If the Senate has two people running and one is representing one party and another is representing the other party, and the candidates go to vote, and last minute time one of them withdraws, you cannot cast a white ballot vote. You can't. You cannot. Because it's not a unanimous vote. It's not a unanimous vote. You see, and this is the thing that mess our government up. When our leaders do understand leadership, this is not a club. This is not a club. People put up representatives to vote. And if the man withdraw his vote, there has to be a decision made for the parties to go back and have time to select another candidate. Because it is deception. I would not accept a white ballot vote, because a white ballot vote means I agree to it. And we did not agree to it. I did not agree to it. Because the man was elected to represent us. And unbeknownst to us, he withdrew his the trust and confidence we repose in him without acknowledging it to us, with us approving it. There cannot be a white valid vote. It got to go back to the opposing sides. Let them select their candidate too. You see, but well, our lawmakers, there's nothing ingrained in the law that's saying you can't go back and make decision. There is nothing in the Senate rules or anything. It doesn't say that if somebody go and withdraw, you got to somebody can cast a white ballot vote. It doesn't say that. I know it doesn't say that. Because it's not constitutional, not written like that. So that white ballot vote is unanimous, unilateral. It's correction. It's not unanimous. It's unilateral. It came from one side. It came from the pro side, the side for Prince Johnson. So when you cast a ballot like that, people who know parliamentary procedure can oppose to it, object to it, because that deception. You can't wait until all the opportunities for the people to object to one candidate withdrawing, then he withdraws, unbeknownst to the other group. Why he had to wait to that point to withdraw? Suspicion. And nobody can cast a white ballot vote if there is suspicion of unfairness in an election. So right there, our legislators are immature. Besides being corrupt, Darius Dillon should never accept that white ballot vote. I will never accept it. And I will make it known. And my objection would be written and put on the record. Because when we lay rules and our leaders are corrupt and inherently and apparently corrupt, somebody got to speak up. The system isn't fair. The election wasn't fair. Then again, another criminal of the world, Vonnie Sherman. The man has been condemned by the United States of America, and we are still perpetrating these people as leaders of our government and Senate. Leaders to make final decisions and call meetings and put proper documents to be discussed ahead of not only the people, but the Senate itself. This is disgusting. And this is the point America has to step in, because they know Chesson will not tolerate it. They know some of us will not tolerate it. So they got to step in. Because if we had woke up and heard this thing this morning, it would have been held in their nation. If America hadn't stepped in. Because these are the things we've been talking about all the time. How would these criminals be leading our country, and America is accepting it and dealing with them and perpetuating them? And they see our people dying. They see our country being robbed. They see Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is the culprit behind all this stealing. That one I've notified the AFL time and again. Arrest and jail Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She got a lot to tell us. Where our money? Who are the perpetrators? So if people hand behind this thing with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you'll see they will act right away. You'll go arrest Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, put her and her children in jail, put everybody that listed there, those are the old rogues, put them in jail. Those are people that have been stealing from us since 1980, and they still want to steal from us now. They got to go to jail. There can be no exception. There can be no mercy. There can be no acceptance of the continual betrayal of the Liberian people. So now our whole legislature is condemned. Yet normally Kanga all of them still in our legislature, and all of them carry guns, and all of them are killers of our people. My people, what's wrong with us, man? How long will we continue on this trend? How long? That gotta happen, man, because sometimes it's hard.
U.S. Liberia Support Group Incorporated, a Washington, D.C.-based entity aimed at strengthening democracy in Liberia,
And these are the things we
rule
suffer.
of law, fighting corruption, injustices,
Time
and
and again.
advocating for the establishment for war
These are
and
the things we
extreme
suffer.
crimes court in Liberia. If you witnessed the murder of Linda Jury, an American missionary allegedly murdered by then INTFL leader General Prince Johnson, and want to provide information that will lead to the arrest and prosecution of now Senator Prince Y. Johnson under the United States jurisdiction, press 1. To report public corruption, rape, suspicious murders and other gross human rights violations under the current government of Liberia led by President George Weah, please press 2. Remember that your protection and safety are very paramount to us, and all information you provide will be kept under strict. Please enter the first few letters of the person's name.
Okay.
Please the first few letters of the person's name.
All right, but I gotta hang up. So, folks, those are the numbers. When the office when the office is open, you may call and provide your information. Follow the voice prompt, and there you have it. That's the number for Liberia and the number for the US. Those two numbers. Call based on where you are.
So as you can see, the struggle to free our people continues. With all these killers and warlords surrounding us, what hope is there for a better Liberia? What hope is there for us when people like Prince Johnson continue to prey on our people, continue to subject our people to suffering? What hope is there for our people? But the time of the Liberian people is here.
You can never be called a Christian unless you are a fake one, if you are not baptized in the Lord Jesus Christ. I've been baptized by the water and by the Spirit. That's why I stand to preach without going to theological seminary. I'm carrying on the Great Commission. Go ye into all the world, Jesus said, and preach the gospel to every creature. Because when the other parts of the world, you must start at home, because that will be at home. There are 2 million demonic characters in this country. 2 million homosexuals, 2 million lesbians, 2 million drug addicts, 2 million rogues, 2 million liars, 2 million backbiters, 2 million gossipers, 2 million haters. So I leave them to go to London, when they got their own problem and no pastors, who that will be around the vision. So you need to change. One thing I was reading, the word just now, the Spirit spoke to me. Now we open. Senator Taylor, come for prayer. To be healed, you are sick. You can no longer wear long sleep. You can no longer wear long sleep because your body, you know that you have some kind of thing for your body. Get proclaim in a deep blood. They damage his body. You need to come to prayer. How do I know? The Spirit tells me. You are sick, completely sick. You always looking dry, burning. Something is eating you inside. You need prayer. And I pray for you. Start looking for trouble. Start looking for trouble. No one is afraid of water, but there are legal and constitutional impediments in the way of the implementation of that. There were 7 commissioners. Why did they break into 2 parts? Why did they run away from here and when they bought in America recently? It's because of what I mentioned. It's secretly. It's secretly. I'm filled with the Spirit today, and I'm very, very special Sunday.
So those are the kind of things facing us, man. Those are the kind of things facing us. With these people, Prince Johnson, people that Vonnie Sherman. Why we gotta have all these old rogues and criminals in our midst? Why we gotta keep subjecting ourselves and our nation to this kind of disgrace and suffering? Why? 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 How many do? We deserve better. We deserve far better. We got to put all the puzzles together. We got to put all the cranks and crannies, all the missing pieces. We got to find and put them together. And we got to go after these people. If America has taken the stand for us, if America has stood up now and said enough is enough, what about us? What about us? You only think we need to respond? You only think somebody got to pay for the wickedness that be going on in our country? And above all, you don't think any justice telling lie to us? So that we're doing things to seize what the trade is. Didn't they lie to us? Didn't they lie to us? Didn't Ellen Johnson Sirleaf take an oath of office to raise us to better standards of living? But how could Ellen do that? Ellen couldn't do that because Ellen started the war. Ellen was a deceiver. From the day Talbot brought her into his government, the very woman Talbot brought and introduced to the Liberian people was the very woman who deceived him and set him up to be killed. And she is the very woman who has participated in every diabolical bullshit in our country to this very day. She's the same woman. Why? Because she won't be the first woman in everything. The first woman in Africa for this, the first person in Africa for this, the first woman for that. Now she's going to be the first damn warlord female and criminal of Liberia. And we're going to put her in jail. She won't fight. You're going to get it. Be careful what you wish for, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And you can get it. Your children, your sister, your brother-in-law, all your cousins and friends who are rogues, Aji Bernard, Emmanuel Shaw, been in our country in every situation. These two guys, Aji Bernard was with Doe. He was big buddy with Doe. Now he big buddy with what George Weah. He's the big buddy of all the idiots, all the dummies. Archie is there. Emmanuel Shaw is there. What happened with Charles Bright? Cyril Allen been there. Bernard Ayue been there. That's why I told you all the old guys that's still in government from Charles Town, we got to put them in there and put them in jail. I want that jail packed. I want my jail packed. You why? Because we got too many criminals. Prince Johnson said it. We got all kind of things. We got this and that. And we got major rogues and killers here. And he's not inside. So he want us to clean the society. We'll clean it. But we'll start with him. He's the master killer in our country. And we can't deny because past after what can we say? The one-man army.
Continue to talk about this one PYJ pass. Don't you know our new creation? Are you a Christian? You can never be called a Christian unless you are a fake one if you are not baptized in the Lord Jesus Christ. I've been baptized by the water and by the Spirit. That's why I stand to preach without going to theological seminary. I'm carrying on the Great Commission. Go ye into all the world, Jesus said, and preach the gospel to every creature. Because when the other part of the world, you must start at home. Because that will be at home. There are 2 million demonic characters in this country. 2 million homosexuals, 2 million lesbians, 2 million drug addicts, 2 million rogues, 2 million liars, 2 million backbiters, 2 million gossipers, 2 million haters. So I leave them to go to London, when they got their own problem and no pastors. Who that will be around the Christian. So you need to see. One thing I was reading, the word just now, the Spirit spoke to me. Now we need to open. Senator Taylor, come for prayer. To be healed, you are sick. You can no longer wear long sleep. You can no longer wear long sleep because your body, you know that you have some kind of thing for the body. The proclaim in a deep block. The damage is body. He needs to come to prayer. How do I know? The Spirit tells me. You are sick. Completely sick. You always looking dry, going. Something is eating you inside. We need prayer. And I can pray for you. Start looking for trouble. Start looking for trouble. No one is afraid of war, but there are legal and constitutional impediments in the way of the implementation of that. There were 7 commissioners. Why did they break into 2 parts? Why did they run away from here and when they walk in America recently? It's because of what I mentioned. It's secretly. It's secretly. I'm filled with the Spirit today, and I'm very excited to tell you we want peace.
The tree. 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 The tree So, where do we stand, my people? Where do we stand? At 4 o'clock this afternoon, we hear Costa, Henry Costa, and Alan White, who was with the special court in Sierra Leone, talking about Liberia and the plans for Prince Johnson, our killer, Senator Baba D. Preacher, killer, bastard, useless, wherever he is. We're going to be talking about him. Finally, Sherman, the other crook that have been crooking our country for so long and be bribing everybody. They got to face their time. Or Elliot Johnson Sally, her children, all these nepotistic people. Our country is a country of nepotism. Nepotism. Because the few continue to think they can rip us off. So before I go to my second topic, I want you to take good advantage of this number Costa has faced. And despite his conversation this afternoon, make sure that you do what is right.
U.S. Liberia Support
And
Group
call.
Incorporated, a Washington, D.C.-based entity aimed at strengthening democracy in Liberia,
Let the warlords know
empowering the rule of law, fighting corruption,
it's finished.
injustices, and advocating for the establishment for war and economic crimes court in Liberia. If you witnessed the murder of Linda Jury, an American missionary allegedly murdered by then INTFL leader General Prince Johnson, and want to provide information that will lead to the arrest and prosecution of now Senator Prince Y. Johnson under the United States jurisdiction, press 1. To report public corruption, rape, suspicious murders, and other gross human rights violations under the current government of Liberia led by President George Weah, please press 2. Remember that your protection and safety are very paramount to us, and all information you provide will be kept under strict. Please enter the first few letters of the person's name.
Okay.
Please the first few letters of the person's name.
All right, but I gotta hang up. So, folks, those are the numbers. When the office is open, you may call and provide your information. Follow the voice prompt, and there you have it. That's the number for Liberia and the number for the U.S. Those two numbers. Call based on where you are.
Well, that was my first topic. We got to stand up. We all got to rise. This is our struggle. A luta continua. My second lesson has to do with the 5 armed robbers that were murdered yesterday or this morning or some time ago. These people that were murdered, calling them armed robbers. The heat is on. And these people want to back down now. They want to start acting like they're catching armed robbers. Who are those 5 poor men that they executed? Did they tell them, oh, somebody, you go steal over there, something all right? Then they went there and ambushed them and killed them and set it up like the government executing robbers. All this time, we catch robbers. That last night, when the U.S. letter came up, all of a sudden we shot 5 robbers. Do we look at children? Do we look at kili, bamboo, jambu? You think your tate Pekin will be fooling us all the time? All of a sudden, you kill 5 armed robbers all the time. We talk about no killing. You say you CCTV, you BBT, and you this and that. And all the robbers been killing us. Now, all of a sudden, overnight, we got 5 armed robbers killed. By this afternoon, I want 5 more killed before Costa come on his show. If you ain't kill 5 more by this afternoon, hell will break loose in Liberia. Okay? That's my second lesson. My Liberian people, the time of the people is now. The time for us to stand up against this government is now. America ready now. America has seen us talking and has heard our voices throughout the American land, talking about how changes need to come in our country, talking why America is not responding to the responsibility that they started in our country. When you try to change our legitimate government to put your stooge government in, all of us suffer. Get rid of Prince Johnson, get rid of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, get rid of this useless dummy, George Weah. We want our country back. Give me my country back. We're not your enemies. We are your people. Give us our country back. Let me go and straighten out my country. Let me go and put all the rogues on the right path and punish them. Old rogue, new rogue, hiding rogues, all of you, we're coming for you. You see, Tassa is a man of God. I'm a man of God. Prince Johnson, your time finished. Your time finished. Time for the new group of men of God. Let's see what's straighten up our country, but we'll start with you, the old men of God. We're going to deal with your first. The review. My people, we are at the crossroads. We got one side, the light is shining now. It can't go on no more. We got the other side, it's still dim. We got people treading on that road. But now we're seeing the light. And the light comes from the USA. Through the grace of God, for us to punish the warlords, punish criminals, punish Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. But the dim side remains that if we don't rise up right away and punish these people, punish them. America can't punish these people for us. They can only block their way, like they did block Prince Johnson and vanish them away. Now it's up to us now to punish them, to change our country, to set our people and our nation on a new trajectory, new direction, new path, new focus. This is the time now. We fail, our country will never rise again. We fail, our country will go plunge into disaster and disgrace. We got the chance now to rise as one people and one nation. Put everything aside and look at our country. Look at our children, how they've been out of school for these years. Look how the people have robbed our country, blind, and the rest of us still suffering. We still ain't got no toilets. We ain't got no government toilet. We ain't got no hospital. Oh, Lord, no hospital at all. No good clinics. All the hospital and clinics owned by our government officials and their family. Look at all the schools. Government officials owning all the schools. Have you ever seen that? What have these people built for Liberia? What kind of school have these people built for Liberia? They built nothing for us. They're building everything in their names for them and their family. And this way, we're going to turn the wheel around. We're going to take all those things from them and give it back to our people. We're going to set this whole land business in Liberia straight. We're going to set up a land commission. Hands off. Whatever decision they make with our land, they're in the court. Just the election commission working with the court, they will approve everything. New deeds will be given out for whatever situation that arises. But we got to set our country right. We got to resolve all these pending problems. We got to stop all the corruption. We got to go after our money as much as we can. We gotta, no matter what they hide it, we gotta find it and go after it. Because of our money. People can just steal our money continuously forever and ever. No. That's all right. Banditrism, savagery, evil in Liberia gotta cease to exist. And I'm here to tell you the time is now. Aluta continua. The struggle must continue endlessly. Have a good day, my people. Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson. Class is done. Bye-bye.